Hey man, check it out, yo. This is Bonz, and y'all watching Big Metal Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Episode 331 of Richard Metal Fan Interviews, calling from Zoom, and I'm here with Bonz. You probably best know him as the former frontman of Stuck Mojo, Joe, and he's also been with some other projects such as Killer in the Workplace and Dead Gospel. So, how are you doing today, Bones?
I'm okay. How you doing today? I'm blessed.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. It's a good old afternoon here in Georgia, where I'm at. So, how's it over in, I believe you're in Wisconsin?
I'm actually in South Carolina right now.
Oh,
Um,
not that far from
that's
me.
yeah, we share a common denominator. Our fathers passed, and mine passed last July. So I'm here in his house, taking care of his affairs right now because he didn't leave a will. So I'm dealing with the worst state in the union for what do you call it? I want to call it prostate. Probate.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, for probate. So right now I'm dealing with that.
Yeah.
How are
But
you doing?
yeah, it's doing pretty well. Just still in the just been chilling today. Today it's been a easy Sunday. They pretty much have work in the morning, so good day to just relax and get ready for the madness that ensues known as work.
Thank you. I appreciate you having interest in me still. I appreciate you keeping me on your heart.
Yeah, yeah, no worries, man. So, kind of the format of the show is I want to talk about like your musical career and sort of do a rundown of your discography, but take me back to Young Bones. So, kind of growing up, what were like the first bands that got you really into like music and what made you want to be a vocalist?
Bad Brains.
Yeah, yeah, Bad
First
Brains is
group
the
I
shit.
heard.
That's a name I haven't heard in a minute.
Yeah, Bad Brains was my next door neighbor. I grew up in Columbia, South Carolina, in this neighborhood called Highland Park, and my next door neighbor is a biker. His name is Skull. Tal Robinson. And I'll never forget it. Heard this wild ass music coming out of his living room, and I ran away because I didn't understand it. I was in the funk and bands like Parliament Funkadelic, stuff like that. And that opened my ears to a different vein of music. But as far as my musical love was hip hop. One of my first groups I ever heard was called Ultramagnetic MCs, Cool Keith. Um, and then graduated to Run DMC, Public Enemy, and groups that uh, educate, entertain at the same time. A term KRS One came up with called edutainment.
Nice. Nice. Nothing wrong with that old school hip hop. I grew up with that too, like Beastie Boys, Cypress Hill, Public Enemy. Those are all classic stuff. That was back when rap was good. Good. I mean, because nowadays most rap is just garbage. It feels like it's just missing something.
Actually, what you're seeing is the I call them the marble mouth, mush mouth motherfuckers, which is the popular. Hip hop is back. You got groups like Black Star that are back out there. The resurgence of the older groups are coming back. Just they're not in the mainstream anymore. So
Yeah.
hip hop is back. It's out there. A lot of them artists come back. People like Smith and Wesson, um, KRS One, um, uh, Wu Tang.
Yeah.
I
Would
mean,
fucking love
these
Wu-Tang.
all these guys have come back, but they're not the mainstream. The mainstream is what you're hearing right now. So
Nice. Nice. Do you remember like the first time you heard like heavier stuff like rock and metal and what made you sort of like be like, "Whoa, what is this?"
mm, my homeboy Phil Day, he's from Detroit, and he played "Smoke on the Water," and I started rapping over it, uh, Deep Purple,
Yeah.
and he had never heard anybody flow over rock music. So he said, "Man, I'm working with this dude at this spot, Pizza Hut, named Rich Ward." And I needed a job also. So he took me in, got the job at Pizza Hut. Rich came in, introduced himself. He was a driver. And I was, cooking pizzas at the time. And he popped the tape in. And the first round I wrote was Planet Pluto.
Nice.
He came in like 20 minutes later, I had a whole motherfucking verse for him. And from that point forward, we created hip hop, rap rock genre.
Yeah, you're kind of like ahead pretty much before like the whole new metal movement that exploded in like the mid to late 90s.
Now, when I heard Pantera, that changed my life.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just in awe of that thing, man. Went out and saw them live at the International Ballroom and was just floored. I had never seen anything like that. Now, I grew up listening to people like Mother's Finest. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't think that they were heavy or metal or whatever, but that was a live rock band. I actually got to open up for Mother's Finest.
Nice. And so then how did you end up forming like Stuck Mojo? Because the band formed in
I just
1989,
told
like
you.
you,
I just told you I met Rich at Pizza Hut.
yeah.
Met him at Pizza Hut. He took me to rehearsal. They already had a singer named Andrew. Took all his equipment to his house, and Dwayne Fowler chose me, the originator of Stuck Mojo. He was the bassist. And the drummer at the time, his name was Richard Farmer, and we used to practice down in his basement. And he just said, "This is the future. Whatever it is that we're doing right now, I want to continue doing this because nobody else is doing it." You know,
Right.
you had groups out at the time like Still Rain with the Lowry Boys up in Louisville, Kentucky. You've had Skin Deep was running the scene at the time. Then you had Falling for Now. Back in the day, they were to me, they were the dons of the city. Living Color was out at the time. And it was the end of the crotch rock era. So, hey, you had, what was his name? Um, JJ? Am I thinking about him? Yeah, JJ. And, God, what's that boy name? I just saw him. He's coming back out. Oh, I can't think of his name right now, but it'll hit me later.
All right. And
What got
and
you into this style of music?
like for me it was like my dad. My dad would had got me into like of course the rap rock new metal stuff, like of course like Stuck Mojo, but then I also heard like Korn and stuff and like Limp Bizkit and Slipknot and Linkin
Now,
Park and
now,
stuff like that.
now, now, 6 Degrees of Bones. I met Slipknot before they were even Slipknot. We used to go to this spot out in called Stickman's out in Iowa. Before they were even a band, they used to come and see Stuck Mojo. Let's fast
Wow.
forward down to Florida. Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit used to take them out on tour with us. So the only other band that made it came out just around that same time was Korn. And then
Yeah.
me and Fielding got into it at the Metal Fest up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He was holding court. I come downstairs. Hey, what's up, Bonz? How you doing? Da, 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 da. Then he was like, yeah, yeah, anyways.
Yo,
And just
that's
blew me
awesome.
off. It blew me off. And I was just like, yo, who the fuck is this dude? You know what I'm saying? And then cooled me off, threw me out. 5 minutes later, I'm watching Monkey walking down the street on the cell phone, not paying attention to what he's doing. And there's a bad neighborhood where the Eagle Ballroom is in Milwaukee. So I was like, yo, 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 come here. And he was like, whoa, what's up? I was like, man, you had to wear 5 more feet. Your ass got robbed, dude. So save Monkey's life. Fast forward. Me and Fielder made up with my boys from Cold Chamber because
Yeah.
the bass
Mm.
player at the time, she's from Chapin, South Carolina. So
Oh,
we were
cool.
friends, and I was really good friends with Logan Matter from Machine
Machine
Head.
Head.
Yeah, and so Adam, Logan, Rob, Flynn, those were my boys also. That was the first guys who took us out on tour because Monty, who passed on Stuck Mojo, passed us over to Central Media. I guess, he felt bad. It's like, they hadn't done a North American run yet. So that was our first tour, was going out with Machine Head.
Yeah, that was great. But I know you also had at 93 you put out like that first demo which had Propaganda, Uncle Sam Sham, and the beginning of the end. I was like finding it online. It's just very raw sounding. Like where was that recorded at?
Is that Bruce? I'm not sure where we did that because we had, was it Bruce that did that one? I'm not sure where we did that. We had, oh yeah, I know where we did it. We did it at oh man, you just brought back some old memories. Ichiban Records.
Oh, really?
With the hip hop label. Yeah, man. Ichiban. Damn, I forgot all about them. Wow. Ichiban Records. Did our first demo.
Nice. Nice. And then, of course, you got signed to Century Media Records, and then you put out your first record, Snappin' Necks. Love this album. Like, what was sort of like the whole thought process going into making like the debut full-length Stuck Mojo album?
Just wanted to make a stain, man. Once I got out of the military, I was in the Air Force. And some things came across my eyeballs because of the job I had. I had a top secret security clearance. I had to be debriefed 5 times, which is unheard of. I saw the Star Wars system. I had to do a briefing for the Star Wars system. And so when our commander in chief at the time, Ronald Reagan, was called a liar, he had dementia. He didn't know what he's talking about because his vice president, George Bush Sr., who was ex-CIA, head of CIA, put him on blast. And then going and seeing these this paperwork that was stained yellow. I mean, the artwork was old, everything, and it was just it changed my life because now I had to look at everything in a totally different lens, and I was very angry because the lies that the world tells, we're just as bad as any other country on the planet Earth. Trust me when I say this. Um, Everybody has to be on the same page to go to war. Makes no sense to go to war and everybody's not on the same page because you can't make no money. Money equals war. So, um, just all the things that I was exposed to, I just wanted to get it out there. So God provided me a platform called Stuck Mojo to start spitting the dead gospel, man.
Right. And of course, this year does mark the 30-year anniversary of Snappin' Necks. Now, so being as it has been 30 years, like, do you have like a different like viewpoint about this album now as to versus when you first put it out?
The beginning of the end of a new terror, a new era. Notice as a beat surprise on the rise. A diligent voice, setting the course to be a #1 rap source. The beats are hype, the rhymes are nice, they're better than nice. The coldest ice out. My rap style, many variations. Cause the MCs to go on vacation and find a new occupation, like lead the nation and innovation. So, first rhyme I ever wrote with my boy Lesnoff when I was in the Air Force. Just redid it up. Came the beginning of the end on Snapping X.
Yeah.
I
Like,
still have that viewpoint. I still am hungry. I still pissed, but I have a game plan and I'm more focused than ever.
yeah. Right. And I think this whole album just is perfect. Like Not Promised to Normo, the title track, like Cake, like Propaganda, like all these songs
Not
are just
Promised
bangers from begin.
Tomorrow, man, was
Yeah.
about a friend of ours. He was a bodybuilder, national bodybuilder at age 17. He won the juniors. And he didn't smoke, didn't drink, didn't do anything. And he was on our way to one of our shows at the Old Cotton Club. And he got hit making, how they have the left turn arrow? And he was making that left turn and he got hit from the other side, full on, boom, ended his life at
Fuck.
17. And the kid was pure. So
Yeah.
that's what Monkey Behind the Wheel and Not Promised Tomorrow came out of that
Yeah.
tragedy.
Yeah. I know you that song was also like your first video, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and I know, and I was like watching like our Rich Ward interview, interview with our boy Scott Bowling. I remember talking about like you did that at like the old Masquerade. So how was that experience like making like the video for Not Promised Tomorrow?
it was cool. It was fun. Um, we did it with David Scott Barron, who just had a birthday recently. Happy birthday again, buddy. And it was cool, man. We went down to Macon, Georgia, to one of the grave sites of the Almond brothers, whatever. And it was cool, man. Just first video, you know.
Yeah, yeah, and I loved like the old Masquerade. Like, do you even remember like back then when bands like load in like their gear and shit, they have like that makeshift elevator that would like come down and then people they would just
Makeshift
like put the gear.
elevator. No, it was an elevator. It was just designed to haul gear upstairs,
Yeah,
man. I mean, Hell, man, we used to rock that place so hard you could feel the floor almost falling
Yeah,
in.
everybody always talks about like the floor there, and I remember talking to somebody else talking about like you could almost hear like the floorboards go a bit.
The back stairs collapsed one year that we declined not to play there for a New Year's Eve show. We went somewhere else. And luckily that was, because the whoever played that night, I believe, got sued, the insurance or whatever. So
Holy
we were
shit.
fortunate because there probably been even more people there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Masquerade, man, that was our backyard, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but tell me about like the touring cycle for Snapping Next, because I know you start playing like did you just like start branching out like more outside of like Atlanta and South Carolina and stuff?
Man, we've been touring. We tour all the time, dude. Before we even put Snapping X out, that's how we got labeled the Road Warriors. I mean, we were, you got these bands I call the 285 circuit motherfuckers, and they want you to pat them on the back. Mm-mm. You shut the fuck up and get in the van by Black Flag, my boy. What's his name, baby? Uh, Played in the movie Crash. Oh, what was that guy's name? Anyways, he wrote a fucking book called "Shut Up and Get in the Van." You remember have you ever heard of a band called Black Flag?
Oh yeah, I fucking love Black Flag.
Okay, well, that guy changed our whole perspective of touring. When you get off the bus, you've been out there touring, you ain't took no shower, you go into a bar and get a spit shower. Henry Rollins, that's that motherfucker
Yeah.
right there. That's a warrior right there. He wrote that book, Shut the Fuck Up and Get in the Van. Man, change your whole life about touring. I'll tell you that right now. All these prima donnas out here want to get on these buses and pussy hurt and all that shit, man. You better stop that. These guys, man, went out and did some serious work and became rock stars around the world. So yeah, shut the
Yeah.
fuck up and get in the van. Read that. Good reading.
Yeah, definitely. And then of course the next album, Pig Walk. Love this album because usually with the debut full-length album you have like your entire life to write and there's a lot of hype with the first album. When it came
That
to
was
making
probably the best record I ever wrote with Rich Ward. It was me and
yeah,
him, basically.
yeah. But
We
when it
did,
came to
me
making
and him.
Pig Walk, did you feel like pressure to follow up Snapping Necks?
You know, we're the originators of the sport. What you mean pressure? We put in the pressure. Do two things: bust pipes, make diamonds. Right?
Yeah.
We're the ones putting the pressure on everybody else. We're the point guard. There ain't no pressure, man. Nobody knew what we were. We still hadn't defined what we are. So we just enjoyed writing music at the time and just doing something cutting edge because we both understood both sides of the coin. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was fun doing that record. That was the best. That was things like Mental Meltdown, Downbreeding, Despise. Those songs were fun, man.
Yeah. And of course, this is the first album with, of course, Corey Lowry and, of course, Frank
My
Fonsore. And
brother.
because I know you obviously know Corey and Clint from Still Rain, but how'd you get to know like Frank?
He came, man. I was like our upteenth, 11th drummer. And he was friends with Mr. Ward, came in and auditioned and played, and he stuck.
Nice. Nice. And I believe on this album cycle, you started touring like in Europe for the first time. You did like the Dynamo Festival. So what was that like playing
Yeah,
in
we went
Europe for
out
the
with
first time?
Testament. Testament, man. Those guys, man, were awesome to us. Mr. Chuck Billy became one of my best friends in the world. That's when I met the guys from Sepultura. Got to meet Pantera, Typo Negative, fucking Peter
Wow.
Steele. Hey, how you
Yeah.
guys doing, man? Hey, what's up,
Yeah.
man? That's
Very
vibrato
underrated
for
band.
me.
I love Typo.
Yeah, man. Typo was really cool.
Like I
Cats
Don't Want
with
to Be Me is like one of my
hands.
favorite songs ever.
Excuse me?
Like I Don't Want to Be Me is like one of my favorite Typo songs.
Okay. Good guys, man. Really, when you get to go on tour with big stars like that and hold your own night in and night out and get invited to do Kill All the White People, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. But playing with Pantera, wow. I wish I could have seen Pantera back then. How do you feel about him now with like Zach Wild and Charlie Benante?
I haven't seen them.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm planning on seeing them. They're playing with Metallica in June. I was gonna try to see them.
Go out, see him, have fun, man. I love those guys, man. Got to hang out with Zach when he went out by himself. Saw him here in Smith's Old Bar is where I met Zach Wild
Oh
and
wow.
got to have a sit down and talk with Zach for a little while. So that was pretty cool. Anthrax guys, I've met them, but it was just, kind of surface. So I don't
Yeah.
really know them dudes that well. I
Cool.
know Biohazard, I know Typo, I know the whole DST clique. You know what I'm saying? I know all of cats, man. 25 to life. Um, we ain't going there yet. But
Yeah.
anyways, New York scene, everybody used to think we were from New York because Atlanta didn't have anything like us. You know what I'm saying? We have this thing coming out of Atlanta. Then, fast forward years later, you got Seven Dust, then you got Mastodon and groups like that. The only thing
Yeah.
we had that was heavy was collective effort, Black Crows maybe. Um,
Yeah. Yeah,
anyways,
and there's some newer bands like of course one of my favorite bands, and they're killing it right now is Left to Suffer, or they're pretty much influenced by all like the rap rock new metal stuff, and I'm friends with those guys, and they're pretty much killing it. Like they're unsigned, but they've been to like Europe and stuff, and they've been getting mega fucking popular.
good for them.
Yeah, and of
I keep,
course, yeah, you're saying.
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, and I know like their vocalist Taylor is another buddy of mine. He also has another band called 7 Hours After Violet with also Shavo from System of a Down.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Because I have a buddy named Wayne Briggs who knows their old manager from System of a Down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool, man.
So what's going on with you? How did you come across this your podcast platform? What inspired you to do this?
Mostly because I saw like a lot of like other I've watched like a lot of like bands I loved with interviews and stuff, and I was like watching a bunch of these, and then it wasn't until like the pandemic around August of 2020 where I was like, you know what, I want to do this. And since then I've started getting more and more interviews, and of course I've gotten a lot more traction, and and I've started getting recognized to the point now where I have like about a little over 4,300 subscribers, and I've just been on that grind. And even like people that recognize me, I went on a cruise ship to the 70,000 tons of metal cruise, and I remember even like some ran into somebody from like Australia that watches my videos, which is kind of nuts.
Nice. That's what's up, man. Cool, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and I pretty much was also inspired to sort of like do like the history stuff, kind of like from, of course, our boy Scott Bowling.
Scott. That's the dog right there,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, and
Really
and
appreciate
I
that.
loved
That, that
loved like
was
you two's interview that you did,
mhm.
and like Corey kind of like surprising you.
Yeah, then it spun off to my boys from Sexy Circus, who introduced me to Little Richard. I've met Prince. I've met Doug Penning. I hung out with Lemmy and Penning in California at Foundations for him. Now that was pretty fucking cool. The stage dive, they catch me, put me on the bar, told the band to keep going. Did a shot with these two cats. They throw me back into the motherfucking crowd. Motherfuckers who catch me is propane. I'm like, it was just I have been exposed to some of the coolest moments in fucking musical metal history. You know what I mean? I don't take none of that shit for granted.
Oh yeah,
Um, Keefe, Mr. Caputo, fucking his cuz, you know, goddamn Sabo and them, my old label mates. I, some names are just jumping. Now you just all these names just coming back. It's like da, 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 I can sit here and start just running them all off, but it doesn't matter, man. They all know who they are. That's why I'm just naming people at this point.
oh
You
yeah,
know what? Oh man, that's a totally different story. That is not cool for this podcast.
yeah. Another story for another time.
Yeah, man, hanging out with George Clinton, man. That's a different story. That's one of them X-rated motherfucking meetings right there, boy.
Yeah, and then of course the next album, Rising. I love this album. This is pretty much that how I discovered Stuck Mojo through my dad. Like he showed me this album, and I was like, wow, this is awesome.
Assassination of a Pop Star, Rising.
Yeah. Southern
Uh,
Pride, Trick. I even love
Um,
Suburban Ranger, the bonus track on here, which is
Suburban
great.
Ranger, danger, danger.
Yeah. How did you
Suburban
come?
Ranger, circle in the
How did
square.
I
Those are
love
my
that?
homeboys, circle in the square, man.
Love that song.
Um, yeah, man, those guys used to, keep my skill level up. I used to go hang out with hip hop cats. Got to
Yeah.
keep it. Got to keep your craft sharp. So I go
Yeah.
over there and hang out with these dudes and freestyle and just do some
Yeah.
stuff
And I
with
love
them
how on the
dudes.
back cover you're sort of like the main forefront and the rest of the band sort of like in the back.
We that's just me sitting in a rocket chair chilling. That's all.
Yeah.
Um, it's what we were trying to achieve is diversity. Being a
Yeah.
salt and pepper band with a Native American in the group also, firstborn American Spaniard, Mr. Fonseray, and
Yeah.
firstborn Englishman, Rich Ward.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, his family's from England, you
Yeah.
know. So it was a melting pot of geniuses,
Yeah.
and it's cut short by the business. Man, the business is cutthroat. We had people with alternative motives on our team, and so that was the demise of Stuck Mojo, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I love this. I kind of like just talking about the booklet right here. I love the back cover with you guys with the Diamond Dallas Page. So how did you meet
DDP.
him?
Working out, going to the gym, started working out, and me and Corey came up with a concept to try and approach a whole different vein of something different to do for a video. And then we got in with DDP. Rich and Corey did. I don't work out. And my workout is puff, puff, pass.
Yeah, yeah. I just love how look all of y'all look like really young in these pics. Like
Yeah.
even like Frank, because I remember him like Bud. I was like, "Who's Bud?" And then I saw Frank. I was like, "Are they related?" And apparently they're all the same person. Like I
Yeah,
had no
he's his
idea
own
Bud was a
individual.
nickname.
He just wanted to be called Frank. He wanted to
Yeah,
drop it. So he just
yeah,
wanted to be official.
yeah.
Respected as a Mr. Fonseray.
Yeah, and for the longest time, I thought his last could not pronounce his last name. I thought it was Fonsuri, but then it wasn't until I watched Scott Bulling's interview with Rich, and it was like Fonsuri. I was like, oh, so that's his name, how you say it.
Yeah, it's a Spanish last name
Yeah, and I
from the
just love,
country of Spain. Spain, not
yeah,
Mexico, not South America, any of those. Spain.
yeah, and I even love like reading like the liner notes, and you even had like the fan club, which used to be in my area in Kennesaw. So I still have like that little address right here, which I don't think you could think it's even around anymore.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but still, I still love this album. This is like, in my opinion, my favorite Stuck Mojo album.
Thank you. I appreciate the love.
Yeah, but then of course, so the next album, which I don't have, is Declaration of a Headhunter, your last record with the band. So, what was that like going from Rising, which was like a meg popular album for you guys at the time, to
Well,
Declaration?
Headhunter was probably the direction going in two different directions. Me and Rich. Rich wanted to start writing more, and I wanted to keep writing my own lyrics and stuff. I'm not into anybody writing what I say because then it doesn't mean as much. And the music went to a sort of different direction also. So, anyways, yeah, that's what's going on with that. And at the end, our label wasn't really digging. They wanted to go in a different direction, and they had alternative motives within their corporation, man. And it was a hard record to do, but it was good. It was heavy. We had some really good stuff on there. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, but I still like it, the album, but it's totally different from Rising. So and I know this year does also mark 25 years of Declaration of a Headhunter. So do you still feel differently about it now or versus when you first put it out?
nope, feel the same about it.
Awesome. And then of course you toured for a little bit, and then of course I guess the band sort of like broke up slash went on hiatus and stuff. From I guessing like from your perspective, what sort of all went down?
Just everybody had went in different directions, had different opportunities to do different things, and
Yeah.
I had two kids, and I really needed to pay attention to them also. And my daughter was in and out of hospital a lot, so it took a big emotional strain on me individually. And management deal was up. Also, management broke up, went two different directions. So we just didn't have any structure, and trying to do the music business with no structure and no support system. That's kind of hard to do, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, but then of course going into 2005, like didn't you try to like originally do like a reunion thing with Stuck Mojo, but for some reason it just
No,
didn't like work out.
we just did some shows. That's it. We just did some shows, show the fans we still love them, and we just wanted to get on stage and do some things, let people know there's no bad blood between us. You can't choose your family. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And family fights, family get upset with one another. But everything's cool, man. God blesses everybody, and everybody's cool.
Yeah. And I guessing that around that time they found like Lord Nelson, and I know like you two were like friends. So how did you meet Lord Nelson?
I grew up with him. He's a Fort Jackson kid. There's a place here in Columbia, South Carolina called Fort Jackson, and that's where we met. His father was in the military, mom was in the military. I had a buddy named Wayne Hayes who introduced me to him, and he was a football star. Also, at Wayne was in school growing up, and these Fort Jackson kids went to all different high schools around the Columbia area. But if you mess with one Fort Jackson kid, you fucking with all of us. And so me and Lloyd had been friends forever, and he was hungry, and it was somebody that I trusted to be out with Rich and them. He doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. He's a pure individual with a big heart. The world wanted me to be pissed at him. I didn't like the way it started, but I was the one who invited him. You see what I'm saying? What you do after that, that's on y'all. You know what I mean? We chopped it up. We talked. He even asked me, "What do you want me to do, man? Tell me what you want me to do. I'll walk away right now if you tell me to walk away." I'm like, "Nah, man. Y'all done started doing music. You might as well finish what you started because I'm not going back. I got other things I have to take care of. I got family. I got to take care of my kids and things of that nature and make sure, everything's all right at my neck of the woods." And
Yeah.
so that was it. And fuck the world for trying to make us mad at each other, man. That's not even fair. What you got to do is celebrate somebody else's upcoming. You know, I don't give into that negative energy anymore. I'm not that. I'm angry, but angry with a focus for different reasons. You know what I mean? That old guy used to be all that shit is
Yeah.
gone. Still rah rah about it, believe that. But the focus is different.
Yeah. And then it was around that time you formed Dead Gospel. So how did that project come to be?
Now, after that, it was 420 monks.
All right.
My homeboy Carlos Torres, John Bobbitt. Um, you that?
Oh, wow.
You see that DJ back there? That's
Yeah.
Lord Nelson, who is now the DJ for Public Enemy. 6 Degrees of Bones. It's real, baby.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I had no idea he was in Public Enemy.
Yeah, DJ Lord is now the DJ. I even had Billy Fields, the old keyboard player from Follow for Now. Was down with us too. So yeah, man.
Dude,
That
that's
was first.
awesome.
Then there was Dead Gospel. And basically just continuing on with with the truth speech, just trying to talk about what's going on. I had a song called Survive and Conform. Things like this. I've been talking about the state of the world for over 30 years. Now look at the state of the world. You see what I'm saying? Survive and conform. That's what's happening right now. And I can't wait for y'all to hear Super Friends. Got
Yeah.
another one called Cornbread Mafia. I might be doing some work with. So just be on the lookout for something new coming from the BONZ.
Yeah. Yeah, but then sort of talking about Dead Gospel, I love like the songs you had, Survive and Conform, War on What, and My 420. I think those were like great songs.
Thank you. Survive or conform, welcome to freeform. My ideas, I sing them in a poem. Nonfiction, drama with conviction. Sometimes I get people to listen. Yep. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
It was a breakout moment for me. And I was like overly cautious with these guys, like, hey man, does this sound good? Does that sound good? Da da da. And it was like finally, like, man, would you shut the fuck up? we're here for you. We'll let you know if it's not okay. And so when you're around some folks that always give you negative reinforcement or not that encouraging to where you doubly hard, you kind of walk on eggshells with other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh shit, excuse me. Excuse me. Now DG, their gospel was fun because it was friends and family from other states, up and coming musicians that I had a chance to work with. So that was awesome.
So cool.
Hello?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Here, sorry about that. I thought you were still talking, but anyway,
Oh no, no, I'm sorry.
it's all good. It's good. But then tell me about Killer in the Workplace, because tell me about how that whole thing came to be.
Bobby Burns, you heard of him? Karma
Yeah,
55?
used to be in Soulfly.
Yeah. Um, I have a good friend of mine named El Haney. I don't know if you know him. He's a videographer. He's from
Yeah,
DC. And
yeah. I swear it sounds familiar.
yeah, I was in work release at the time. And I was gonna get out and do something. Oh, I was thinking about either relocating to New York or LA because I had two prospects in both cities. And El Haney was like, "Man, I think you want to check this out. This is what you've been itching for, been talking about, you know, something different." And I was like, "Okay." I wrote the entire record with no assistance from the band. They just gave me the song titles. I went to it. We had a little picnic over Bobby Burns' house. I did the entire record for them a cappella, over the CD, and they just was like about 2 or 3 minutes. Nobody said anything. I was like, "Damn, did it suck?" They were like, "No, man, we just didn't expect you to do the entire record and be ready to go." And I was like, "Man, we." I was like, "This is what I've been talking about. Something different. The radio, the different sound. If you continue to do the same thing over and over again, definition of insanity, right? Expect something to change. Well, you got to be willing to change. You can't be redundant and think you're going to get any better. You know what I'm saying? You got to switch up. That's what hip hop is about. I'm on the other spectrum of hip hop. You got to stay popping. You got to stay different. You got to be original. Stuck Mojo is officially a lane starter in the metal community. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
it's got to continue to be trailblazers.
yeah.
Today I
Don't want to
was,
put out the same thing twice.
no, man, they ain't been that motherfucking hot and original for me since Pantera. You know what I mean? You got to be active, man. You just got to be different, man. You
Yeah,
have to be, especially in the metal game. Where we go to these open air festivals, go on the road, and it was just, wow, guys, okay. Is this what we're gonna do all day? Damn. Uh-uh. So I'm still hungry. I'm not finished. You know what I'm saying? God provided me with a platform, Stuck Mojo. I was angry as fuck, fresh out the Air Force. I had something to say. For 30 plus years, I've been telling the world about the state of the world.
yeah. And then,
Now,
yeah, you were
but
saying,
now we're ready for collateral healing. I'm focused now. I don't give into the negative energies. Got rid of all the people with the alternative motives. Um, Negativity, man, if you give into it, it will grind you up, man, and stop you short of what your purpose is and what your mission plan should be.
yeah,
And
well said.
I tried to get back out with Bonz Band. Just got a van, just got a brand new trailer. The entire thing blew up in Tennessee.
Holy
Drove from
shit.
Wisconsin to Georgia, picked the band up, got the trailer. We get to Tennessee, it just caught on fire. I was in
Holy
the back
shit.
seat. I was in the back seat sleeping, telling them I just got the shit off the rack. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. They were like, "Dude, get out." I got out in the nick of time. Looked like one of them stunt movies and shit. When you jump out, boom, explosion in the background. The
Holy
whole
fuck.
van burnt. We got even fined $75 for burning the highway. scorching the highway. The only thing that survived was my Bible.
Damn,
Not one
that is
page
fucking
in that
crazy.
Bible burnt. The front cover and the back cover, gone. The pages, nothing.
Wow, it's still intact.
Still intact.
Wow.
Thanks to my buddy Skip. I don't, hey man, that's divine intervention, bro. That's believer. I mean, I can't make this shit up, dude. Look, it's 420 today on Easter.
Yeah.
You can't make this shit up, dude.
Yeah.
People don't
Perfect.
believe the
Perfect
coincidence,
day.
man. It's and the word conspiracy theorists. Y'all can go ahead and trash that shit.
Yeah.
I got
I just think
conspiracy
some of it is
facts.
like the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah, but some of it, man, you just got to think about it. When people say, "Why wouldn't our government? Why would they do that? Why wouldn't they?"
Yeah, it's like for real. Like people say like 9/11 is an inside job or if it was planned and shit.
It was the robbery's biggest gold heist in the world. That's what it was. I
Yeah.
do know two facts. It was gold heist, and not one Jew went to work that day.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Jewish holiday, was it? No, I don't think it was a Jewish holiday. Um, my cousin got a story for you. Calls me up night during the weekend, and she goes, "Granny came to me in a dream." Now, she doesn't come to me, but she was a very spiritual lady, church lady. Really emphasized on us reading the book. Don't take it for what somebody's telling you. Learn it, know it, study it. Give yourself, some insight in the world. Know everything. Have all kinds in your circle. Therefore, you're always being in the know. She goes, "What do you think I should do?" I said, "Listen to her." So she stayed home from work that day. She had a corner office about 3 blocks away from the incident. And if she hadn't went to work that day, she would be gone.
Yeah.
Blew out that whole corner. That whole corner of that building got blew out that day.
It's crazy.
Um, man, God is good. I don't know how people feel about all this, man, but
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, I feel like there's something there for me. I'm more kind of like spiritual than religious.
religion is just the surface cover. That's all. It's just different lanes. That's all religion is to me. You got Christianity, Islam, skippity doobity doo, that lane, that lane, that lane, but it all leads to the same destination. The whole tip is the hypocritical folks out there that point the finger and they doing worse than they are. You know what I'm saying? Well, my way is the best way to get to Yawa. Or, your stuff is plagiarism. Or, oh, well, man, your dude was born in a cave. I mean, it's just like, why y'all steady tearing down the other side instead of going, man, maybe my side ain't good enough. Maybe I need to buckle down a little bit harder. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You got to take accountability for something. You know, you can't just keep denying everything.
Yeah.
I mean, when I wrote Sour Diesel, deeper than the ocean, vast like the universe, keep your mind open as I spit the verse. Deeper than the ocean, vast like the universe, keep your mind open as I spit the verse. Been on the fence, debating why they hating, waiting on the punchline. What others faking, refuse to believe in a higher being, a state of mind to transform the physical that you're seeing. It's like a riddle, a damn roadmap, kind of like the stars connected out to figure out the plot. Human data source, that be you and I, another piece of the puzzle to the third eye.
Nice. But then I want to talk about kind of like flash forwarding a little bit to 2014. You did some reunion shows with Mojo with Rich and Corey and Frank. So how'd that whole thing came to be?
Get a phone call saying they want to have a meeting at what was it, Buffalo at a restaurant somewhere in what was it? Buckhead. In Buckhead over by Zestos. We went to a little restaurant over there by Lindbergh Station. Had to sit down, wanted to do some more shows. And we organized the shows, went out of town. It was cool, but it was real surface. You know what I'm saying? It's like skipping rocks across the water. It's automatic with me and Rich and Corey and Mr. Fonseray. It's automatic, dude. You just turn the switch on, it's on and popping. But it just something wasn't quite there. You know, there was still a hidden agenda, I felt. And then you see what happened later on. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And Corey was already doing his thing, producing Seether, uh, Seven Dust. You know, he had his hands full already, but he was willing to stop his life to give, Mojo time. But you gotta come correct to the table, man. You just can't come with the same old lame old. I can't do that, man. You know, we just can't do that. We can't have bad business. We can't have alternative motives. You can't pick your family. Love always and forever. But man, I had to give that negative shit up, bro. I can't. I got a mission plan, dude. I'm not finished
Yeah.
by any means. you know, and
Totally.
it's a total blessing, man. I get to do some new stuff with my friends. Ronnie Dalgo came from a band out of the Raleigh area. There's a couple cats overseas in England, um, L.A., New York. I'm not name dropping. I'm just giving you locations.
Cool.
Um, People that you haven't even heard of, but then some people you do know. But I'm not gonna blab it out there because showing is I can show you better than I can tell you. And that's just how I'm gonna have to come with this. I cannot come with anything less than my best.
Gotcha.
And I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm so honored and flattered that a 30-year-old guy wants to know
Well,
anything
31
about me.
actually.
31, but still though, that is endearing, man. That is humbling. Thank you very much for
Anytime,
taking the
man.
interest in my life and seeing what's going on the other side. You know,
Absolutely.
mom gave me a sweet piece of advice. She was like, "Hey, dog, holler. What you need to do is shut the fuck up. Do you? And don't give in to whatever they saying about you out there in the streets and whatever." My mom said, "If they ain't talking about you, you ain't doing nothing. So at least they're
Yeah,
talking about you, you know."
totally.
And so I'm fatherless and motherless.
Yeah. But then,
Only child, and I had a great life. You know, growing up only child, I was blessed to be raised around the world, being a military brat. Therefore, my insight, my intel is just a little different than most because of exposure and having to be grow up a little fast. And when you go to different locations here and there, you got to assess people a lot quicker, and you tend to give others a chance just so you can do something. You know what I mean? And that platform that Rich Ward, Dwayne Fowler, Mr. Richard Farmer provided was, man, that was the most awesome, bro. I got to meet people. Oh, look, this is what I wanted to tell you. I didn't get to tell you last time. Foundations Forum. I'm sitting in the windowsill in the hotel with my lunchbox, just sitting on the side. All of a sudden, bam, bam, two guys sit on either side. Keith Capluto and Joey Z from Life of Agony. They go, man, yo, what's up, man? Who the fuck is you? I was like, who the fuck is y'all? And from that point forward, our life changed.
yeah.
They introduced me to everybody, and everybody. We kicked it for 3 days out there. And I got to meet Propane, Typo Negative. I got to go out with Chuck, Testament. I got to hang out with Little Richard. I got to hang out with Prince. I met Rocket and High Top. That's your homework assignment. Rocket and High Top outside of a bar that we played in LA. Asked me for cigarettes. I got to sit with Eddie Griffin, um,
Those are some
Jerry
big names,
Garcia,
man.
Jerry Garcia. But there's still a whole bunch I ain't met. Got to go out with Pantera, bruh.
Yeah.
Pantera? Man, come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's something you would never get to say.
Dancing, suicidal tendency, machine head, motherfucker. With
Yeah.
Logan Matter.
Hell yeah. And then,
Man, Deftones.
yeah,
Fuck, man. I mean,
totally.
I've been, dude, 311. The 6 degrees of Bonz is real. So
Yeah.
thank you very much, Mr. Richard.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Anytime. I love it. And I know the last thing is you also did like a solo album in 2015, Broken Silence. So what kind of inspired that solo thing, I guess?
No, that was me get down with boy, Kurt Taylor. These guys, pop man, these guys could be the biggest rock stars in the world, man. If they want part time, I swear to God,
Yeah.
you
Yeah. Is
can't
there,
be part time. You can't be part time in the music game. You just can't do it, man.
yeah.
You just can't do
Just
it,
gotta
man. You
be
got to
all in
tell,
or you're not.
yeah, man, yeah. And you can't have that much talent and be halftime in yourself. Bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
I
know
love
it's
them because it was different. It was a little simpler. I could do more with my rap. You know what I mean? I could really bang it out. I did Broken Silence, which was my answer to all that. Y'all want to try and diss me on record? You better think twice, motherfucker. Every motherfucking word are songs that Stuck Mojo made. And so there's a triple meaning behind the whole thing from beginning to the end. Now, when you listen to it again, listen to all the lyrics. You see all the song titles. And if you know what each song's about, like Ned Flanders running hell, excuse me, why, trick, uh, references to every song. So, and I'm not going to get in the papers and talk shit and talk trash. I'm going to do it like we used to do back in the day. I'm going to get your ass on record and just leave it at that.
yeah.
So when workplace came around, I was refreshed. I was ready to go. I got all that shit off my chest. Um, and I felt better.
Yeah.
The bitterness is gone. The feeling like the victim is over with. Um, the mean mugging is gone. The focus is there. I have a life partner now. So the trust is there. Uh, I'm happy for the first. I was happy for the first time ever. I When you see somebody that you've known for double digit years and they go, man, I've never seen you smile. I've never seen you smile like this before, ever. I've lost some real cool ass motherfucking day one people, with their choice because I left Atlanta for happiness. And one of the individuals actually came up with a cool ass quote one day out of the blue. He said, the sacrifices entertainers make in order to, you guys make in order to entertain us.
Yeah.
I never heard that put like that before. You do have to, you do make a choice. You've always got a choice. Whenever you hear somebody, oh, yeah, no choice. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You knew before you took that first drink, you'd get fucked up. Why'd you do it? It's a disease. Nah, nigga, that's willpower.
Yeah.
Got it. They kicked me out. That motherfucker. Oh man, I don't want to hear that shit. Like I said, you cannot walk through life with blinders on. You know what I mean? And want to talk shit and be right. You either want to be happy or you want to be right. Which one you want to do, Mr. Richard?
Yeah. Just be happy, live life.
There you go.
Yeah.
My friend Scott Haney, man, that's probably one of the happiest guys, go lucky dudes I've ever met in my life. His parents brought him out to his first show in DC, and we were cool, and we've been cool ever since. I've had just the coolest connection, introduction to people all around the world. So Stuck Mojo is special. Period.
Yeah.
We were first. We're the originators of the whole thing. I mean, Little Rich, I got to hang out with Little Richard, dude. Really? Man, dog.
Yeah.
My boys Jay and Swift from Sexy Circus picked me up and said, man, you've been summoned. I'm like, summoned? What the fuck is you talking about? She said, come on, man. I just got back off the road and went and hung out with Little Richard for a weekend. I still haven't processed the whole thing, the meeting. It's like it happened. It's one of the baddest, freshest one. Prince coming and introducing himself to me in my dressing room at his club in Minnesota and befriending me. Uh, it's just, man, thank you, Richard. How
Any
are you coping with you losing your pops? How do you cope?
well, it's kind of funny. It's like grief is always like a different types of emotions. It's not just sadness. It definitely makes you really appreciate the person and sort of like the happiness and the joy that they bring you. And it just whenever I think about to my dad, I just think about the love that he gave me, all the hugs that and sort of like the joy and happiness that he brought to me
Did
and my
y'all have
mom
good
and everybody that they
conversations?
knows.
You miss his voice, don't you?
I do, yeah,
I do
yeah.
too,
Because
man.
I tried because I know he always had like a voicemail thing, but I don't think it. I can't even get it anymore, which sucks.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all good because I had upgraded my phone and everything, and somehow I can't like access it.
Man, again, my pops don't leave a will, so I'm dealing with probate here in South Carolina. The lawyer we had to hire, we're hiring, said South Carolina probate is worse than California and New York.
Oh damn! I had no
The
idea that
bank,
even happened.
the banks here on some good old boy shit. And I'm gonna tell you right now, man, the world is just don't want to change, man.
Yeah, it's feel like
It's
we're just
like,
like
why
regressing
y'all,
backwards.
dude? It's like what are y'all doing, man? History repeats. Listen, dude, the playbook we just watched was from playbook from the '80s, dude. Same freaking playbook with the threats to Taiwan, with China. We're gonna blow you up. The same politics. We had AIDS came about. Boom, pandemic. Come on, man. Y'all just really not getting it? What conspiracy theory, man? It is a playbook, partner. I mean, ain't nobody getting out this motherfucker without scars. It's going down like that. 1985, all the way live, for real though. You know,
Yeah,
it's just once you serve the government, the biggest gang on this planet is the military, U.S. military, all that bullshit. It's all trying to go come up in here and whoop somebody's ass. Yeah, right. Y'all believe that lie if you want. Everybody got to be on the same page. You go to war. How the fuck you think World War II kicked off? You ain't think the motherfuckers knew Japan was coming to blow up Pearl Harbor? Oh, y'all seen the motherfucking shit because it's all been declassified.
yeah.
I mean, come on, man. General
So
MacArthur is a motherfucker, bro. That's why he put his ass in the Pacific. He wanted to blow up fucking Europe. Dude wanted to drop a bomb on the Nazis. Keep this out. This is a cool ass fact. Um,
really,
the Nazis had uh, driven the British Army all the way to the coast of France, Netherlands, right? They could have took them out. The motherfucker stopped. The day the the army went back, the military went back over to England or the island of Wales, which is a very disruptive channel. I ain't never seen that shit calm. I took plenty of trips across that damn channel, bro. That shit was like crystal clear, not even a fucking ripple in the water.
yeah.
How
And
does that happen? You
I
got to
don't even
think, man,
know.
that's an old country over there, dude. We're the new kids on the block. We ain't still ain't got it right. Probably got another civil war coming. Who knows? The
Yeah,
way they treat motherfuckers, say you can't make people choose. They're not gonna do what they did in the past. Not with that brother killing brother. That's not going down like that, man. You know that. Did you know that all them generals went to school together at West Point?
I did not.
All them dudes went to school. Stonewall Jackson, Grant, Ulysses, all them cats went to West Point and military schools together.
Wow.
But because of where they resided, they had the motherfucker pick and choose.
Yeah. And
I
on
mean, you can't make. I'm just like, why is all this? It's the narrative, his story. Just you got to research. You got to read when certain pieces of information come at y'all out there. You got to think about sensory overload. First of all, why is this happening? What's going on over here in the corner that we're not paying attention to? The P Diddy bullshit, man. Come on, dude.
yeah.
Whatever, man. Let's talk about why Prince is dead, why motherfucking all these damn stars just died. Boom, 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 boom. And that we just gonna let all that go.
Yeah,
Uh,
just yeah, I agree. But kind of also sort of like in the end and stuff in terms of music wise, are you still planning on doing like because I know you had that soul album 10 years ago. Are you
oh
planning
yeah,
on
yeah,
doing
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah. Well, first of all, got married, got happy, and then I'm having a season right now. Can't tell you all about it right now because we don't have enough time. But it's such an awesome adventure of faith. and a huge blessing is coming my way. So therefore, I'm going to be able to do it right this time, and I'm going to be leading the charge. I'm not going to be partner up with people that just go nut up down the road because they get selfish, self-centered, off focus, whatever. You
Sure.
know,
Have like the
I, I,
same sort
I
of
mean, I had to
headspace.
ask a couple motherfuckers, what did I do so bad to you that you said fuck Theron Archie?
Yeah.
And one of them said, well, you wouldn't listen to me. I said, well, I wasn't working for you, you working for me. But at least he said something. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you, it's wild, man. I love the music game because you don't. Where can you go around the world and go hang out with the natives and kick it and get friends for life? Go
Yeah.
out with cool ass bands and promoters and have friends and family around the world for life because you weren't scared staying on the tour bus in the hotel, won't venture out and catch a breath of fresh air somewhere else in the world. You know.
Yeah.
So this is a blessing. Thank you so much. I agree to do this because you don't have alternative motives, bro. You're pure. You
Thank
know,
you.
I can't do stuff with others because it's always something behind something. And then later on it get back to me. You know what I'm saying? Pantera got a song. I was listening to that shit today, man. Walk, man.
Yeah.
That's a kick ass
Classic
song,
song.
man. That's a kick ass song, Walk, man.
Hell yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
motherfucking haters out there, backstabbers, two timers. I love you, and I'm not giving in to your negative energy. Not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm done with it, bro. I I love everybody. Blade Bliss, Marcus, how y'all doing? What's up, Tramp? Um, we got some stuff coming, man. I promise you. You about to hear some. But we had to get the pandemic off of us. We have to get all this old bullshit out, get everybody back on the same page again, man. Get the world rolling in the right direction. Cause you still got some scary ass cowards out here, and a coward will get you fucked up real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. But thank you, Bones, for this conversation. It's great to be able to have you here. It's just any final words you want to say to like the viewers that are watching this to close us out?
I just want to say thank y'all. Happy Easter. Uh, hey man, I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna be right here in your face. Like I said, class of '85, still all the way live. Co-prime, class of '85, man. Hey, y'all know what it is. I love you, man. I ain't dead. I ain't dying. God got a plan with me, and we're gonna do the big thing.
Awesome. So everybody,
Happy
Bones.
420, everybody! All day, y'all.
Yeah.
That's what we know.
Everybody, Bones, and we'll see you next time.